So, where where would you two say somebody who doesn't just have it yet? I would say that he's going to be anywhere between 18 and 25. He doesn't have that confidence yet, but he knows what he wants. He wants to try to get there. How can he build confidence?
All right,
outside of money.
Okay, step one. Here you go. Step one. You go to becomedurable.com. All right. And once you get there, you go to becomedurable.com. You look for the course called Dominant Masculine Presence.
It would help.
All right. And then you pick up the book. But first get the audio book because it's narrated by me. All right.
It's not out yet.
It's not out yet. That's a good start because if you don't have the traits and you don't even know how to acquire them, you know, you want to find a good source that you could get this from. You know, and if it requires you to put out some money, then put out the money if you really want to get it.
Invest in yourself.
Invest in yourself.
Yeah.
Thor has a great course on it, Dominant Masculine Presence at becomedurable.com. Okay, and he has other courses too. But I'm saying that's a good place to start. If you don't know where to go and you don't have a mentor that you could actually talk to every day.
That's what I'm out there putting up for. Is like with these guys where they just can't find it. You know, there's so many different messages going through like Red Pill and just going
just
through
whatever they do. Yeah. Don't go to John Anthony Lifestyle. You end up fucking trannies.
So I just thank you. Thanks, Glenn. I appreciate it.
I'm just saying.
They're actually lecture series about 1 to 2.5 hours long. They're lectures that I do. And I've been doing for quite a while. There's 7 of them, actually. And the first 2 are what the book is going to be based on, and it's creating a dominant masculine presence for yourself. And then the second part of it, it kind of works on the principle of outside in. You're going to work from the outside in. And then the second part of the lecture is a little bit longer, and it's from the inside out. And this is where most guys, you'll get confidence by working from the outside in first, because you're going to do specific things. The long and the short of that first part is you take action for everything, right, wrong, and different. There is no such thing as inaction is an action. No, it's not. It's delay. It's just a delay of the inevitable, which is death. You have to take the action straight up.
Okay.
One or the other. There is no stall. There is no wait. Once you do that, you're going to get into the next part. It's going to be hard, but it'll make it easier. And that is creating a dominant masculine presence. It is acquiring emotional durability. And that one really delves in that nobody's done, and it's from way back, and that's where we actually define what are feelings, what are emotions, and what are moods. Everybody interchanges these, and they don't understand.
Yeah.
Do you know what feelings are by the definition of what they are?
The definition?
Sure. Well, let me explain. Let me explain just the difference of why it's important to emotional regulation is that you understand what you're feeling. Feelings happen in the body. They're generated by the body. I feel this.
Yeah.
I can think of things and get goosebumps. Those are feelings. Those feelings can be generated internally. They can be generated by my mind, my subconscious, or they can be generated externally. They last from seconds to minutes. Think about it.
Yeah.
Now, you couple those, if you understand anything about the triune brain, is the lizard brain, then the mammalian brain, then the neocortex, that's the thinking rational. So this is happening right there at the lizard brain. This is feelings. It's instant reaction, right? And then the next part that's added onto it is that emotional side of the brain. They start to couple. When you couple the feelings, they can be used to assist and generate these emotions. It's the second part of the brain. And so emotions are different than feelings, but we tend to pass these back and forth as if they're synonymous, and they're not. I actually defined a whole list of emotions that are at least the primary and secondary and tertiary emotions. And there's a reason I do this, because I try to get guys to tackle just 3, and that'll give them emotional durability. And think of it this way. What are moods? Moods are those feelings in the bodies. Well, let's go back to emotions. Emotions last from hours, like from minutes to hours, right?
Yeah.
They can last for, a few hours up to a day. But you combine those feelings with the emotions that you generate, and what do you result in? Moods that can last for days to weeks.
Yeah.
You get the difference? The mood is persisting. Now the mood, you start to add the subconscious from that rational, and the rational part of the brain, you're starting to add, it's additive on top of those emotions and those feelings, and then you get this mood. Well, here's the nice thing about it. For the most part, you can use that rational brain to change how your body feels, and you can change. If you do that, you have more control over your emotions too.
Yeah.
So you don't get overwhelmed. Now, that's just the basis. Now you have this understanding, and I take you through some exercises that you can do. And some of it comes from Stoicism, some of it doesn't. But you go through these exercises for the purposes of getting control of the three major hits that guys just really struggle with today, and that is anger, fear, and sadness.
Yeah.
And if you can gain emotional regulation and durability, you will have emotional durability. You can extend that to all of the other ones.
Okay.
But those are the three, and that's your big task. And that's the second part of that lecture series. Now, the fourth part, we start talking about principles of success for long-term relationships, and then we go into Dead Bedroom for the other lecture after that, which is essentially a dread game and the whatnot. So those are kind of the whole crux of what I call the Mastery of Oneself lecture series, which is available on BecomeDurable.com. And of course, I talk about this stuff all the time. And mostly, I do go into the other second part of your question, which was once a guy does acquire a girl, he wants the harem. I can talk about that, but only in generalities because a man must honor discretion. But I can do that behind the paywalls at Become Durable. And I've done so with my good buddy Sterling, who's brilliant at it.
Yeah, shout out to Sterling too.
Shout out.
You know, a lot. Him and I align completely on how that is done with a primary. It's mostly done with a primary. If you're looking for a gal and you're listening to the Red Pill, and some of my favorite guys will go out there, they don't have the experience, and they say, find a bi chick and let her pick up a chick.
Yeah.
She might as well be the fucking man, because you just abdicated all your manhood. In all reality, it's nice to think that, yeah, my girl gets me girls. Still got an issue with that, dude. If she can get you girls, she can get girls and guys. The highest form is that your girl gets turned on like hell from your ability to gain hot chicks and get the girl.
If your girl gets girls, she's
just-
wearing the strap on.
She
And
just
you are getting picked.
she just has the right of first refusal.
Yeah.
If you don't like her, out the door.
True.
Yeah.
That's about all I can say on that.
Okay.
Makes sense. Because a lot of girls in those situations, they say, well, I approve, or I pick the girls and then bring them home.
I'm like, look, I
the
picked
queens-
you. Okay, so remember who picked who here? I do the picking. I picked you, and then I'm picking them.
You know, there's a beautiful example of it right now in Thailand. The king of Thailand is an alpha stud, if I can use the term alpha stud. The guy got all his traditional body tattoos within 2 months.
Damn.
All of them in the hand way. He's a jet fighter pilot. He's the king. His wife is gorgeous. He just officially, 3 years ago, put on his concubine. Now his concubine can have heirs too. So he has the queen and his official concubine, who is the head nurse of all of their military. Absolutely hot as hell. She crawls on her knees before the king and the queen. And this is videotaped. You guys can all look this up. King of Thailand accepts concubine officially. Crawls on her hands and knees. The queen anoints her. And they accept her. The queen regulates the concubines. And so very few men can actually do that. But there's lessons to be learned there. I'm just briefly going
that's a
on.
whole
But if you
different
guys
level.
want to have fun with Google, look up the King of Thailand.
That's the advanced version.
That is the
That's that
advanced
royalty dick.
but there's lessons to be learned with how it's done in a context of discipline and honesty. And she has rights within it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so if you can go that way, if that's what you want, that's good. That's not the only way. But I think that's probably the honorable way.
But let's face it, like, guys, I know everybody wants to have 4 or 5 baddies, right? But you can't even take care of one.
Exactly.
You can't let's just focus on the one.
Yep.
You're like, just get the one and make that work. And if you are that guy that can go up, it's not going to be that difficult for you. Okay? But focus on getting the one. You have none. Get one.
Yeah.
Don't think about 5. Think about 1.
You know, Glenn, all those gals are going to say they're ride or die, and not a single one is.
Exactly.
Okay.